Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. In today's video, we are going to be using the Elif in Python. The Elif in Python just allows us to use another condition in our code. In my last video, we worked with the if statement and we used if and else. In today's, we will use the Elif, so keep watching to create Elifs. Let's get started and let's go to replit.com. On here, we can type our code and run it super easily. Here is an overview of what we will be working with in today's code. We will be using the input function, if statements, elif, f strings, and the comparison symbols. We will be using less than or greater than. We will also use less than or equal to or greater than or equal to. Let's get started. Let's start our input. We're going to start with user underscore input equals input, which is the input function, and we're going to say hello. Please enter your name and age. Perfect. I'm going to leave a comment in our code. By creating a comment, we're just leaving a little note in our code, and to start that, you just do a hashtag. This doesn't affect our code, but I want us to see that we are going to ask the user for two inputs. We're going to get their name and their age. Now, you're probably asking, how do we split it? How do we get two inputs? We are going to use a function in Python called .split. What this does is it can split our input function, allowing us to get two inputs from the user. Okay, let's now use our .split function. So we know we are getting their name and their age. So we're going to define that. We're going to say name, comma, space age, because we're going to split those. And we're going to say that equals the user's input. So this is going to say we are getting their name and age from the input function. And now we are just going to use the split function to say, hey, split this. So Python is going to say, okay, I'm going to split the name and I'm going to split the age. We're going to get two user inputs, which are defined under name and age. We are going to convert age to a number. We're going to make it an integer. Right now, age is stored as a string in Python. Python doesn't know that we're getting a number, so we need to convert it to an integer. To convert age, we're going to say age equals integer age. It's almost like a function, and we are just basically telling Python, hey, I want the age to be an integer. I want that to accept numbers. So we just told Python, we said, hey, this is the age, and I want it to equal an integer. So we use integer. So we use int for short for integer. We put it in parentheses and we put our age in there so it can convert it. That's how we are converting age to accept numbers. We're converting it to an integer. I'm going to write a comment here. I'm going to say age needs to get a number, our age, which is an integer in Python. So we need to convert age to a number. Please let me know if you like the comments. If it helps you understand this better, please leave a comment and let me know. I would like to use the print statements just so we can see how this input that we created works. So let's go ahead and test it out. I'm going to say hi, and then the F string name, we're going to string their name, which basically allows us to output whatever they put in the input as their name. I felt like changing hi to hello, so now it's hello. You are, and then age. Perfect. I'm just going to leave another comment up here. I would like to say, just to remind you, name is a string and age is now an integer since we converted it. Before we converted age, Python thought that age was a string. Python automatically stores things as strings, so we just need to make sure that we are converting what we need to convert, okay? And then I just want to fix my print statement. I'm going to say years old. Cool. Let's go to our console. And let's run our code. Just make sure that we did this correctly. So, hello, please enter your name and age. It gives us our input that we created. And I just want to space that out a little bit, just so when it asks us, we have like a space, just so it looks a bit neater. I'm going to type in my name, space, and my age. It says, hello, Marie, you are 19 years old. It stringed our name and it stringed our age. That is exactly what we wanted. Perfect. Now, I would like to just modify my input a little bit. What I would like to do is use the dot lower function. I'm going to type my name in, and what the dot lower function is going to do, I'm typing my name with an uppercase M. It's going to automatically take that uppercase M and convert it to a lowercase m. So our output now has hello Marie with a lowercase m. So it's just converting the uppercase input to a lowercase output. I would also like to show you another function that we can use to modify our user's input. So I'm going to use the dot title function. This one right here will now convert our lowercase to an uppercase. So the dot title function just is going to capitalize the first letter of our input. Let's test this out. I'm going to put my name with a lowercase m, and it printed out our name with an uppercase m. Perfect. I am sorry, I had zoomed out of my code and I didn't realize that it didn't match the first clip. Please let me know in the comments if you can still view the code or if it's too zoomed out. Moving forward, we are now going to start creating our if statement. We're going to start creating our elif, and we're going to use the else. I just wanted to create the input for our if statement. So now that we have that done, let's use the if, elif, and else to make some decisions in our code. So we're going to make decisions using the if, elif, and else based on what the user is giving us in their input. Okay, let's get started with our if statement. So we're going to start our if, elif, and else. We're first going to start with the if. So we want to make a condition. If age, so we're taking that age that we had up above our code, which was an integer, and we're saying if age is more than or equal to 14 and age is less than or equal to 17, print. And then we're going to give if it is equal to, and if it's basically if it's between 14 and 17, then we're going to print out this statement. So the greater than or equal to and the less than or equal to are like math problems that we have in math. And we're just applying that to our code. So it's basically the same thing, just applying it to our code and just kind of think of it like that so it's not confusing. So we're just saying if the age is greater than or equal to 14 and age is less than or equal to 17, then print out, cool, you are a teenager. So it's going to check if the person's age is between 14 and 17, and if it is, then it's going to print out that statement. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started with our Elif. So this is another condition that we can create in our code. Okay, and now let's say the user enters another age, and we're going to say Elif. So Elif is just saying else if age is less than or equal to 13. So if they are younger, they're not a teenager yet, they're younger, then we're going to print this condition. So our code is going to say, is the age less than or equal to 13? And it's going to stop right there. It's going to check it. Just like this. So we're getting the age from the user input. And then it's basically going to run through our if statement down here. And then we're just using the f string to go ahead and string the output to the user. And you can go ahead and pause this video and go ahead and look at your format of the if. Make sure that you include those two dots at the end of the elif and the if. Make sure you have your indentation properly. And I'm just starting another elif. And if you can look in this code right here, the if, elif, and elif, they are all under each other with their indentation. They're not indentated differently. They're all just under each other. And then the print statements are also indented under each other as well. So they all have this format that they are following, which is really important in our code, because if they are not properly aligned, then it will not print out properly and it'll give us an error. So just make sure that you have it aligned properly. Okay, so we're just writing another condition here. This one is if the age is more than or equal to 18 and the age is less than or equal to 29. So when you are checking and you are doing a or, if you're saying age and, just make sure that you go ahead and add the age again, just like I did here. I said, if age is greater than or equal to 18 and age is less than or equal to 29. So make sure you add that age again when you're comparing. You just want to make sure you add that condition again, that variable again. And then this is the else. And what the else does is it's going to look at the user's input. Let's say the user's input doesn't go through, doesn't align with the elif and the other conditions we have. It's going to say, okay, well then else print out this. So it's looking through all the conditions, and if it's not lining up with the other conditions, and it's going to this is going to be the end result. It's going to say, okay, then this is it. So let's say someone enters in that they're 50 years old. We don't have a condition for that. We have less than or equal to 29, but we don't have an age higher than 29. So if someone enters 50, it's going to go to our else, and it's going to say print out this. So that's what our else is there for. And for my else, I'm just going to print you are, and then however old they are, years old. So far everything looks good. Just going to check through everything, make sure we have everything aligned properly. Everything looks great. Let's go ahead and test these out. So, hello, please enter your name and age. And gonna put my name in there and my age. So it says, "Hello, Marie, you are 12 years old." Okay. So I want to get rid of that because I just want us to focus on our Elif right now. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get rid of that print statement that we worked with in the beginning. And then, because I just want us to focus on the output of our Elif and our if statement. So put my name in and my age. It says, "Hey, Marie, you are 12 years old and still young." Okay. Let's go back to our if statement and see. So I did 12. That was under the Elif condition where it says, if age is less than or equal to 13, print, "Hey, name, you are age years old. You are still young." Okay, looking through my code, I would like to introduce you to how we can format our output a little differently. It's in between this print statement right here. I am going to use the slash and T. It may seem a bit weird, but just let's just look how this outputs and formats for us. So what the slash and T does is it's going to indent it. It's going to give us like a little tab. It's like when we're typing and then we tab something and it indents it for us. That's basically what that just did for us right there. And I'm going to go ahead and use another one. I'm going to use N slash N. What this does, and I'm going to show you in just a second. Let me just type this in, is it gives us a new line. So what the slash N does is it prints out a new line. So it's basically putting that on another line for us. I'm going to go ahead and modify the format of all of these. And I highly recommend you do that as well so you can practice and really understand the formatting. So I'm going to go ahead and add a new line for all of these. And I think it helps us to view this output even better. It's more spaced out. So I'm just going to go ahead and type that. And this was also another condition. I said I was 19 years old and it says you are an adult, live it up. And it gave us that new line and gave us that cool output for us. So we can also not only get output, we can also modify the output to make it in a cool format. And then this one, I was 16 and it gave us the condition for if I was 16, it said, "Cool, Marie, you're a teenager." And I'm just going through all of the conditions that I had created in my if statement. So just looking through my code again. And I would like to go ahead and do a new line and a slash T. So a new line and a indentation. I wonder how that will look, honestly. Let's try that out. I just highly recommend you use these and play around with them. Okay. So let's just run that again. For some reason, sometimes you have to run it twice. I think the code really has to okay, perfect. So that one did a new line for us and a tab. That's cool. And it also gave us our condition. We were 14. And if we look back in our code, our age was greater than or equal to 14. It printed that out for us. So that's what we wanted. I'm going to do another one here. And perfect. So this is cool. You are a teenager. And it also printed out our name with a capital M. So our code is working all together, giving us the correct output. I'm going to do age 18, and it says, "Nice, Marie, you are an adult, live it up," with a capital M. And going back to my code, I just want to show you it. So there's the condition right there. If it's less than or equal to 18, less than or equal to 29, then it printed that out for us. Now, what I would like to do for this next one is to do an age like 50. That's the else. You are 50 years old. So that was our else. It wasn't in our conditions, but because it wasn't in our conditions, it was the else. So it was like, if it's not in the condition, then else print this. And that's what it did. Because it didn't recognize 50 in our if, elif, or elif. So it said, okay, then else, it's going to print this out. So that's what we got when we printed 50, because it wasn't in our age comparisons. So it immediately jumped down to the else, checked all the conditions, and immediately went to the else. And 29, that one says, nice, you are an adult. Great, so our if statement is working exactly how we wanted it to work. It's really giving us the comparisons, it's printing out the correct output. We have the right output for our name as well from our .title function. Right here, it's capitalizing the M. When we type it in with a lowercase, it's making sure it's making that an uppercase. So we have a lot going on right here. And it's just really important to make sure that you are just trying everything out. You go ahead and try everything out in your code. You don't have to have just the if statement. Get user input. Use modify their output. That's just really important. So I highly recommend doing that. And run your code, check your errors, try different names, different ages. And this one goes ahead and it prints out our name here. It stringed our name, gave us our age, and how old we were. So that's exactly what we wanted our code to do, and it did it for us. So I hope you were able to understand it. Please leave me some comments down below. And yeah, we were able to get 2 user inputs. We were able to get their name and their age. We split it. We split the user input. We were defining 2 variables. We said, okay, get this from the user's input and then split it so we can get 2 inputs. So we used that dot split function. We also then changed age. Since it was a string, we made it an integer. And then we also were able to use our user's input. We were able to play around with it and like check the conditions of their age, whatever age they gave us. We were able to use that as well and then have comparisons with our if statement. So yeah, everyone, I hope you like this video. In our next video, we will be working with while loops. So stay tuned and subscribe and comment. I'll see you in my next video. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching this video, and I hope you really learned. Bye.